What's going on, guys? We are in my kitchen because we're going to talk about my very minimal supplement stack. And I'm going to have this video kind of segmented into a few sections. Number one, my day-to-day. And then the next set is going to be the additional stuff that I tend not to get from food, so I gotta literally supplement, as the term states, with that. And then lastly, my sport-specific kind of supplementation that I take. And it's not impressive. As much as people have requested exactly what I take day to day, it's very minimal, and I would say it's probably the smallest and cheapest supplement stack out there, because I don't want to push on you guys anything that you shouldn't be taking or just isn't based on studies. So there are certain things that are based on studies that I'll state, and certain things that are just anecdotally make me feel better, and why I'll talk about why I use it. So let's get into it. Now, the only two companies that you'll see that I'm affiliated with is, number one, Thorne. Supplement companies, it's very difficult to know what the quality is. And the way I want to work with a supplement company is, number one, my litmus test: do they sell branched chain amino acids? And the reason for that is because there are zero studies validating the efficacy of branched chain amino acids, but that does not stop certain supplement companies to push that product, in which they obtain as an industry billions of dollars for something that is shown not to work. So that's one of the things that I test. There's a few companies out there: Thorne, Momentous, even Gorilla Mind. If you see More Plates, More Dates with Derek, he doesn't sell it. He sells essential amino acids, and I'll talk more about that later on, what I take in lieu of branched chains that actually have a proven effect. So Thorne is one of the companies. Even when I was studying biochemistry in undergrad, I had a number of professors that referred Thorne as a preferred supplement company, and that's why I work with Thorne. So you'll see an affiliate link for that. Of this, only 3 products that I'm going to talk about that are right in front of me in this video. And then the other one, my friend Devin has this company, Never Rest. I'm a huge coffee snob, but I absolutely love it. He actually just came out with this Max Out blend, the dark roast. So when I'm talking about caffeine, this is going to be it. So if you want to support the channel, those are going to be links in the description. Other than that, everything else is just going to be what I have found to prefer. And I balance between price and quality and efficacy. So let's get into it. Number one product that I'm going to talk about is creatine. It is the most studied supplement out there. It's time and time again shown to be extremely effective, both in athletic performance and in cognitive improvement. And it's highly recommended by a number of experts out there, including Andy Galpin. He talks about it with Dr. Andrew Huberman on the podcast, and just time and time again, the validity shows that creatine is an incredible supplement. Then next, like I mentioned, I mix it in the morning with my athletic greens. Now, converse to creatine, there's no valid studies that show the efficacy of taking a green powder or even multivitamins in general. It's kind of a hot topic between people in the industry that you should or shouldn't take a multivitamin. Some people don't, and they feel absolutely fine. Now, I've gone on and off a number of green powders, especially companies that want to reach out and just provide me free supplements. And I got to tell you, I pay out of pocket, because Athletic Greens, this formula specifically, is the only one where I've gone on and off of it and can feel a noticeable difference. Again, anecdotal to me, but Athletic Greens for me is just incredible, and I pay full price. So you will see a link in the description, but that is only for that standard link that everybody gets, where if you share with friends, you get $15 off your next order. I have no affiliation with this company, even though I've tried to reach out to no avail. And again, I've had other greens powders and multivitamin companies reach out, willing to provide me free products, even that are specific to my micronutrient needs. And I just keep coming back to this. And that's why I just want to be as genuine and transparent as possible, that yes, I pay full price for this, and I think it is the absolute best. And I wouldn't want to have it any other way, where I'm sharing with you, the audience. Just again, full transparency on my end. And I've had my micronutrient panel compared before and after. Everything's great. I even may take 2 of these a day with the high intensity of my Ironman training, and I'm just churning and burning a lot of things in my body. I just want to make sure I'm topped off. So that's the good part about supplementation, that I can't necessarily make sure that I'm getting all of the micronutrients out of my food day to day, because that would just be entirely too much food. And lastly, my day-to-day supplement stack, coffee. I am a huge coffee snob. I love it so much, and I prefer beans. So I have a super automatic espresso machine behind me, and that grinds the beans, and it's just so delicious. I look forward to it every single day. I kind of adhere to the advice from Andrew Huberman that I wait 90 minutes after waking up prior to having my coffee, but the athletic, cognitive performance effects of caffeine has been proven time and time again. It's one of the main ingredients when you take a pre-workout. So it allows you to go harder, go longer, go faster. And that's why I love caffeine, and I kind of just do that for work. I have had an issue with caffeine in the past when I was working 92 plus hour weeks in a law firm, and I was just kind of just surviving on very little sleep. Don't ever do that. I did have a bad problem with caffeine to the point where my heart was having issues, and I had to go off and have withdrawals off of it. And now I adhere to a certain formula. I think it's like 3 to 6 grams of caffeine per kilogram of body weight or whatever that is. So I really limit myself, but I would not live a life without coffee and caffeine. So next up, the second category. There's only one supplement in this next category that I don't take every single day. It's a foundational supplement, but it is something that I want to keep around just to top myself off, because I want to make sure, despite what my diet is, what my athletic needs are, and the specific things I should be taking, that I'm getting the appropriate amount of protein every single day, especially with this endurance training, high on the carbs, a lot of calories, but I just got to make sure I'm topping off that. And for me, it's going to be Thorne's protein powder, their whey protein powder. And when I spoke earlier about branched chain amino acids, well, the muscle protein synthesis happens when you have all of the amino acids you need. That is, the essential amino acids that are within there are the branched chain amino acids. Now, the theory with branched chains, and I have a specific video on this, was that because they are directly related to protein synthesis, that if we take more, that should help repair and build muscle even faster. However, our bodies have naturally evolved to require the full spectrum of amino acids to initiate the muscle protein synthesis. So really, you're just putting an extra branched chain amino acids in the body, and it doesn't have the rest of the tools to help complete that process. So one thing that I find incredibly interesting on this is that we measure how much protein we need a day. But really, if you go that next level to kind of a micronutrient tracking, it goes to the essential amino acid level. And you can't do that. It would drive yourself crazy trying to get the proper ratio and amount of essential amino acids. But it is really cool that Thorne puts their amino acid spectrum on the back of exactly how much you're getting per. And that's, again, that's why I just love Thorne. So I make sure to get my protein first from food, but if I see I'm short when I'm tracking, I top myself off with Thorne's whey protein. And I got to caution you, it's not that really good, delicious protein you get, kind of like Cinnamon Toast Crunch or Fruity Pebbles or anything. Their flavors are incredibly plain, but we're adults, right? We're trying to do this for athletic performance. We can get through it. It's not the most delicious chocolate to begin with either, but I feel better, and I think my body feels better when I'm taking Thorne's whey protein. All right, lastly, the sports-specific supplements that I take that may or may not necessarily pertain to you, but I do want to share because this is an overall supplement video of what I'm taking, and I take this based on exactly what my workout outlook is going to be for the day and the given week. Number one, another amazing Thorne supplement, beta-alanine. Now, beta-alanine along with caffeine are two essential ingredients for a lot of pre-workouts because of their efficacy. The other stuff thrown in there may or may not have as much as an effect as these two. And when you get that tingly feeling, it's this beta-alanine. And what it does is it helps augment that ability to just go harder, farther, faster. Matt Frazier, when he was on Rogan, even said it kind of makes him feel like he's having a second lung. So for me, when I'm doing endurance stuff, I kind of reserve it for my actual high intensity performance days. So if I'm gonna go do a marathon or any sort of race, then I'm gonna pop a couple of these bad boys. And again, it's not essential to be doing the race, but beta-alanine, amazing supplement that I absolutely love. And then next, electrolytes. Morton salt, imperial sugar. Now, specific to these brands, I don't know. They're just name brands. It's cheap. I could go with local here in Texas HEB brands, probably be just fine. But I monitor what I need in my body as far as sodium intake and carb intake. And these are the first two I reach for. And then I actually added here Gatorade. This stuff's cheap. Like, I saw the price and I didn't look at the quantity size, so I ordered 4 of these because related to other electrolyte supplements that you get from companies or carbohydrate supplements, they're not cheap. So I just figured, oh, it must be cheap, must be a small amount. And now I got these huge stack. I think this was like 10 bucks maybe. This was on Amazon and it makes 9 gallons of fruit punch. So I add this for flavor. I have so much of it, I don't have to ration it like I thought, but for mainly I'll start with these. I can control how much carbs and sodium I need, and then I'll top it off that way and get a fruit punch flavor in there, because drinking just that, not great. So this is my electrolyte panel, like right here. This is it. Everything else, like, there are certain things like LMNT that I do take sometimes, but that stuff's pretty expensive. So this is my go-to first. And that is it. I just want to reiterate that the only 2 things that I take day to day are the athletic greens and the creatine. Everything else, take it or leave it. Get it from your food. I can do specific supplement videos on different elements of this. Just let me know what you want to see. And I actually do have some that are already on the channel as far as pre-workout, and don't take branched chain amino acids. Another important thing to take away from this video.